Hello everyone, it's Jade from Boho Bookworm. Welcome back to my channel. Forgive me, I am exhausted, but we persevere. Today I just wanted to let you know what I read in the month of April, which was a total of 3 full books. The first book that I finished was The Golden Couple by Greer, Hendricks and Pekannen, and this is a book about a couple called Marissa and what's his name? Matthew. I don't know why I can't remember that name. It's such a normal name, but I just keep forgetting it, and I've done like this video about 10 times over already. But anyway, okay, carrying on. Clearly my brain is just not working right now. It's about Marissa and Matthew, and they are considered this golden couple, that is, until Marissa cheats. In this desperate attempt to save their marriage, they seek the guidance from some kind of like ex-therapist that actually lost her license, but she claims to like be able to fix your relationship within, I think, in the span of 10 sessions, or money back guaranteed, or something like that. Like, she is renowned for like kind of weird ways of dealing with matters, but like excellent, always gets really good results. As the book goes on, it becomes obvious that not everyone is who they say they are, and it's not only the bishop's marriage that is now in jeopardy, it's like it could be their lives as well. So very, very interesting premise. I mean, to be honest, I enjoyed this book, but I did feel like there were a lot of different subplots and different kind of backstories that I needed to like read about that I didn't really care about, and I don't really genuinely think was needed. It was pretty predictable for someone like me who reads a lot of thrillers, but it was fun at trying to piece everything together. I think something that really bothered me with it was the bishops weren't a golden couple really. Like, they were actually quite boring, and I kind of wish that they had just something a little bit more to make me want to invest my time into their story and their outcome. Like, without the infidelity, they were actually quite a boring couple. Not that infidelity is exciting, because it's not, it's hideous. Cheating has ruined my life over and over again. So yeah, it's not a good thing, but we're not going to go into that right now. The best part about this book was really the rescue dog, Romeo. I mean, looking back, all the characters, the way that they handled situations and did certain things, it was actually really silly and stupid. In that sense, it is a book filled with characters that have flaws and imperfections, which I appreciate in books. It was just far from the best, well-written, well-plotted, enjoyable book that I've ever read, and for that reason I gave it a 2 out of 5 star review. Then I picked up Insomnia by Pinborough, who wrote Behind Her Eyes, which is one of the thrillers that got me into thrillers in the first place. I just was blown away by that book, but every book I've read since by this author has really not made a big impact on me. I mean, Cross Her Heart was okay, but her other one, Dead to Her, bored me to absolute tears. I was pretty unsure about how I would go with this one, and it was only after I downloaded it on Audible that I heard people start to talk about it, like Gabby from Gabby Reads and stuff. They really thoroughly enjoyed it. Quite a number of people I know really liked it, but unfortunately I was not in that category. From the premise, I kind of thought that I would get it and have almost like a special connection with the main character. Like, it's about this woman called Emma, and she's about to enter her 40s, which is the age that her mum got to before she went mad. So Emma's basically struggling really badly with like mental health issues, thinking that she's about to go insane like her mother did. And because, you know, I'm like a couple of days away from my birthday, and I'm not looking forward to being 31, but it is fast approaching at a scarily speedy speed. I also do kind of suffer with, or not so much anymore like I did previously, but I've always had sleeping issues, and it's only since having this cool Fitbit that I've got now that I can really monitor my sleep, and it's quite interesting to see like the lack of sleep I have, or like how I feel good if I get more sleep than normal. The Fitbit like sleeping tracking thing is really cool, by the way, but because I've had sleeping issues in the past, like just the other day I had night terror, something that I haven't had in a long time, and so I kind of thought that this book would be really interesting about the whole woman entering her 40s, getting scared for that day, the mental thing, the insomnia, everything kind of like screamed to be exactly the kind of book that I would love. But like her other book, Dead to Her, Insomnia, it just lacked so much. It was so boring to me. It was like really slow paced, it was repetitive, it just seemed to like drag on and on and on. Yeah, and like no connection with the main character, which I found surprising, but as in the wise words of, not the wise words, the bitchy, horrible words of Olivia from Australian Married at First Sight, as for empathy, I just don't have any. Psycho. Like I said in the beginning, like her books for me are hit and miss. It wasn't the writing was terrible in any way. It was just that the story just lacked intensity and fun and something to keep me gripped. I lost my interest quite quickly and I couldn't get it back. So for that reason, I gave it another 2 out of 5-star review. And then something completely out of my comfort zone, The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is your kind of contemporary women's fiction, cutesy romance. I was really craving it. I don't know where that's come from. There was, you know, after I like lost my fiance and went through a really horrible kind of dark patch in my life, I gave up on romance books, which used to be my favourite genre. I completely just kicked them out the window. I wanted absolutely nothing to do with them. And very slowly, since being in England, I'd say I've started to open myself back up to the world of romance. And it's been really nice because it is a genre that I used to absolutely just get lost in, and that, like, you know, it's a feel-good book. And like the thrillers that are, you know, gory and intense and suspenseful, and sometimes you just need that little bit of fluffiness, you know. So very slowly I'm dipping my feet back into like the contemporary women's fiction kind of genre, and I've been loving it. So this is about a girl called Olive, and she, in this like desperate attempt to prove to her friend Anne that she's happy and dating and moving on when her best friend starts dating this guy that she kind of had the hots for, she decides to like spontaneously kiss the first guy that she sees. Whoops. Turned out that he was one of the professors at their PhD kind of program, wherever they are. They're in some school or whatever, I don't know, like college or university, I don't know what it would be really. So this guy, Mr. Carlson, or Professor Carlson, is like one of the assiest asses that there ever could be. However, realizing that a fake relationship between them would help them both out with different things going on in each other's lives, they start fake dating in full swing, and Olive starts to see that he's really not that much of an ass, at least to her. I really loved watching their like fake relationship like unfurl in front of me on the page. There was just such an undeniable connection between those two characters, and the best thing about it was how healthy it was. You know, neither of them did anything that would have like compromised their careers or their lives in any way. It was a really mature, adult, lovely relationship, and that was quite a delight to read about compared to, you know, a lot of the contemporary romance books I do tend to read, like Colleen Hoover. It does have that toxic masculinity involved in the books, which I've started to find a lot more problematic as I've gotten older and reading Colleen Hoover's books in a different light in a way. But yeah, just the Love Hypothesis, the romance was just so healthy and beautiful to be involved in. I mean, there was a pretty intense sex scene in that book, which was, whew, I mean, it could have made 50 Shades blush. I mean, yeah, definitely not what is known as a clean book. Like Aoife from Words of Clover, she mentioned like some of the things she just really didn't need to know. Like I think she mentioned her folds or something. But yeah, I did think some of it was a little bit too far and a little bit too funny. Like there was this one part here where it was like he could fit her entire breast in her mouth, and I read it to my partner and he just looked at me really confused and he was like, is that even a thing? Like we were both just like packing out laughing and just like slightly mocking this book, which I feel bad about because it is actually a really good book that I really enjoyed. There's a lot that is great about this book, including the demisexual representation. Oh my goodness, can't speak. Representation. Like overall, this book was just everything that I was looking for, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Gave it a solid 4 out of 5 star review. So there you have it. They are the books that I read throughout April. As for May, I did do a little May TBR the other day with Ant, and well, I don't know how many books I will be actually reading throughout May. I'm finishing up The Paris Apartment tonight, so that's definitely going to be on my May wrap up at the end of the month. But which is the book I'm about to finish? Love Locked Down or something, about these 5 couples who get locked into like an apartment building together for like the start of the pandemic, and I'm really enjoying that as well. It's like another contemporary romance book, but so they'll be included in my May wrap up. But besides that, I think I'm quite inspired to crack open my laptop and start doing a bit of my own writing again, and hopefully soon get a book up for pre-sale for you guys. My inspiration, if something bad happens, it really knocks me back and I struggle to do all of the things I love. For some reason, that's my coping mechanism, is to just push everything away and not do the things I love, which then makes me a miserable person and I'm not helping myself. But I just somehow, like, I feel like I now need that time to just sit in front of my computer, and I can just feel the stories wanting to burst from my fingertips. I've got 2 books I'm almost finished writing that I just haven't picked up for months because I haven't had time. I used to have a lot more time by myself, particularly the weekends. I was normally always by myself, and then I met Anthony and it's been absolutely amazing, and I would not change it for the world. Whenever I get a chance to see him, we go all out. We do amazing, gorgeous things all the time, and just but we don't stop. So I mean, it's very rare that sometimes we'll have like a lovely little like morning in bed with a coffee. We do the Wordle together and see who gets it first, and read a few pages of our books together and stuff in bed, which is so relaxing and nice. But normally we're off like gallivanting and exploring new places and experiencing new things, and I wouldn't change that either because I'm loving it. Like, I haven't had a proper relationship for, well, since my ex in Australia, to be honest. So it just feels so good, and I just know that he is my person, and nothing has ever felt so right. And thank you to all of you that did leave little comments on our video and stuff, because this is like, in my eyes, this is my future. It's finally happened for me, and something that I know a lot of you know how much I've always searched for it and wanted it, and have been devastated by horrible things happening, and I just feel like that's not going to happen this time. This is just right. So yeah, just something nice to share with you as well. But anyway, rambling now. If you're watching, hi Aunt. Sexy lover. Okay, orcs, I'm going now. Bye.